What's up, gang? Fish Like Me 10. So let's talk a little bit about the forage a crankbait imitates, and let's move on. Yesterday we talked about the pre-spawn. Today let's talk about the spawn and the post-spawn, and I'll tie these two things together. So when I'm thinking of forage, yesterday we talked about the pre-spawn, and that's crawdads, shad, and that time of year the crawdads really start getting active. That's why you see so many reds and oranges do so well. Also, those reds and oranges do so well because that water gets dirty. Those fish are gonna move into some stained water sometimes. It heats up quicker, and that's sometimes a better opportunity for those fish to spawn in these colder months. Well, a shad being imitated by a crankbait is also very popular because that is probably the main forage this time of year. You have a lot of shad kills, dying bait fish swimming around, bait fish that are laying on the bottom dead. There's just a lot of options there for shad to be imitated by a crankbait this time of year when the water's cold. Now, the next thing, moving on, we're going to talk about the spawn and the post-spawn. For me, I don't change a whole lot when it comes to the spawn. Crankbait is still a very effective bait. Now, if you're bed fishing and you're looking at a fish, sight fishing a bed fish, a crankbait's probably not my first choice. But if I'm moving into some off-colored water and I know there's a lot of pre-spawn and spawn fish, all three phases really, even the post-spawn, I feel like that crankbait's just very effective to cover water, get a lot of bites, and just be really effective shallow where those fish are spawning at. But now once we move a little bit further, that's when I'm gonna start altering my baits. That's when I'm gonna start changing things. The post-spawn is sometimes all about fish moving out of the spawning area into the first spot before they hit the main river or hit those deeper places for their summer haunts. So I like to have a crankbait that fishes really well in the grass, one that fishes really well in wood. And when I think of grass cranking, I'm thinking rounded bills. You think of some of the deeper crankbaits would be like a Strike King Series 5, not the 5XD, just the Series 5. You have a lot of the DT series, those rounded bills. They even make a lot of smaller, shallower running crankbaits that have those rounded bills, and those are great for grass. Now, typically, after they spawn, bluegill become a really big factor on their forage. So when I'm thinking bluegill, that every company has a bluegill color, but I've always liked chartreuse black back. No matter what the water clarity is, I love that chartreuse black back for bluegill imitation, and I always like it in dirty water. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite color. Another thing, that post-spawn fish, if you think about it, they spawn, they go a long time with eating, and they want to get out of there. They've been pressured by fishermen, they've went a long time without anything to eat, they're in a weird mood, they're just kind of funky. Sometimes a bigger bait, they want to eat one big meal and get out to that main river channel. So a big square bill, something I love in the post-spawn. They make a bunch of big square bills now, and it seems like those became a fad for just a quick minute, and then everyone stopped throwing them because they're a little bit of a pest to throw. It's a little more trouble than throwing that little one. They're heavy, they're hard to cast, you don't get as many bites, but it's a super underutilized technique is those big square bills. The 4.0s, the 8.0s. I know Skeet makes a Magnum square bill for Lucky Craft. Those are just really, really effective baits in the post-spawn. You can fish them a little bit deeper. If those fish are moving out off the bank to a little deeper spot, you can give all that action that a square bill has and put it on those little deeper spots. So try the square bill, bigger ones. Get your colors right for your situation. Remember how important the bluegill spawn and bluegills in general are for forage for bass in the post-spawn. And guys, I'll see you out in the water. Thanks for watching.